Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da.
Yeah, and that's sort of like when I was telling him, mate, you gotta pay me back. You think to feed me more stuff I'm gonna watch for free.
Only $14. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and all species, to our wrestling
perspective.
This video is How I Met Your Wrestler, but who is this video based around?
Kenny Omega.
Kenny! Let's kick it off. The date was Saturday, the 17th of February 2018. At Melbourne Festival Hall, it was New Japan Pro Wrestling presents Fallout Down Under, a TV event streamed on New Japan World. Bang! Yes, this episode we're talking about how we actually met Kenny Omega, and this episode we're talking about it was at Festival Hall in Melbourne and how it all took place, and what expectations we had, how our actual interaction was with the professional wrestler, and just an overall view on whether we'll meet him again, where are they now, just a whole bunch, just our perspective from him. So to kick off the whole event, they had the meet and greet right before the actual show kicked off. And when we had to line up for the meet and greet, they had their own little gate section that we had to go in. The minute we walked in, we saw how the atmosphere was. It was probably one of the most well set up arenas that we've seen. Just with all the tridents that they had, and even Yuji Nagata working out in the ring himself. We had that bit of wait time before we ended up going into this little box of a room.
It was a box of a room.
It was like a little box of a room before we enter in and saw the whole roster that New Japan Fallout Down Under actually presented. So let's go through our expectations on meeting the Omega himself, Kenny Omega, the Cleaner, the part of Gina Gambino's Bullet Club. Yeah, we're talking. We had those expectations, like, since he was such a big gaijin, he was one of the main stars from New Japan Pro Wrestling. So we easily thought that maybe he had a bit of ego attached to him. Maybe that being the elite character is completely different to what he actually is. How is he going to be? That's all the anticipation that was building up within our heads before we entered into this box-like room that had a U shape of tables filled with wrestlers.
It was like a conveyor belt.
Yeah, it was like sushi train for us.
All the way.
We're going
like
one
this.
by one, and the minute you stop, mate, you either get devoured by security, you're out of there. Because
True story happened to me. Honestly, happened to me. I couldn't meet Evil and Sonata. I also couldn't meet Juicy Gambino, but I actually ignored him.
Yeah.
I didn't want to meet him.
With that being said, let's move on to the meet and greet. So we kick off the meet and greet, and we finally enter into where all the pro wrestling talent is for New Japan Pro Wrestling's Fallout Down Under tour took place. I know it's a big mouthful, but we eventually ended up getting to the last table. And yes, he was the last table away from Cody and the Young Bucks, because they were feuding at that time on who's Bullet Club that actually was.
Cody and the Bucks, they were like towards the start of it.
Yep.
And then you had, I think Omega, he was near Suzuki, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was near Minoru Suzuki. That scary individual.
We'll talk about him another day.
Yeah. Actually going to meet up with Kenny Omega, not gonna lie, all the expectations that we had that he was going to be this big egomaniac, that he was going to be completely away from his being the elite character, wasn't true whatsoever. The minute we met him, he was very down to earth, quiet at times, but he was just a genuine person. And I actually had that common bond with him when I went up and said, you know, Resident Evil 6, mate, that was a bit putrid, wasn't it? Yeah, really putrid.
Just Resident Evil's putrid.
No spitting, alright? Keep it sanitary. Yeah. Wipe the names. But what would you say your experience was with the meet and greet with the Omega himself, Kenny Omega?
Well, first of all, I just couldn't wait to meet him because at the beginning I wasn't really a big fan of New Japan Pro Wrestling. The only thing I knew years ago was that Brock Lesnar won the title and that A-Train, Albert, Tensei, whatever you want to call him, actually got a big push. I didn't know much about New Japan. I started watching Omega's videos from when he wrestled the 9-year-old girl. I think he had a couple of DDT comedy matches as well. But then I saw him betray AJ Styles in the Bullet Club. Ever since then, I've loved the guy. Meeting him, loved him even more. Like Drake said, down to earth, really genuine, awesome, really awesome.
Let's hit up those photos. Was that just a photo? Okay, now let's hit up the photo of Liz. There we go. As you see, we're genuinely happy with him. He looks a bit awkward, like, why am I next to these guys? Listen, alright.
I think that's nearly all the photos.
Yeah. So right after that New Japan Pro Wrestling meet and greet with none other than Kenny Omega himself, we finally took our seats in Festival Hall to watch the whole event take place. And it was in the main event where Kenny Omega and the Gorillas of Doom, Gorillas of Destiny, Gorillas of Doom.
Who's Gorillas of Doom?
I don't know who Gorillas of Doom are. Gorillas of Destiny took on Rocky Romero, Tamahiro Ishii, and Kazuchika Okada, the Rainmaker. And I was only upset with one thing.
What was that?
That they didn't have a proper New Japan Pro Wrestling announcer introduce Kenny Omega like they usually do. This is what I want to see. Kenny Omega! So after all of this event took place, even though it was a fantastic event, fantastic TV event that took place on New Japan Pro Wrestling World, if you haven't checked it out, you can go check it out there.
Maybe you might see us.
But the question is, where are they now? Where are they now? Let's talk about where are they now. Kenny Omega is now 1/4 of the executive vice presidents of All Elite Wrestling, a new wrestling promotion that opened up in 2019, and it has swept the nation because it's going head to head with the Wednesday night brand NXT.
Which you can see more with your weekly perspectives as well.
Exactly. Where are they now?
Well, besides that, speaking about AEW, he's also in charge of the AEW women's division as well.
And not only that, talking about AEW, he's also 1/2 of the AEW World Tag Team Champions with a massive alcoholic in Hangman Adam Page. Like, massive alcoholic.
It's actually its whole little gimmick. It's a story and everything.
How can an alcoholic win?
I don't know.
He drinks.
How does he drive there?
Why is he riding a horse?
Is a horse trunk.
Why is he riding a horse? So the question hits, and we are confronted with this question, and the question is, would we meet Omega again? Would we meet Kenny Omega the Cleaner, the Terminator?
Yep. Does he have any more nicknames?
I'm trying to think of the nickname.
5-star matchmaker? No. I swear he has a lot more nicknames. A lot more nicknames. I just can't remember right now. It's been a while since we watched. Well, I haven't watched AEW in ages.
Yeah. So the question is, would you meet him again?
Yes.
Aren't you a sexy Okay. Hi guys, sorry you had to say that, but if you stuck to the end, I'm going to give you a quick update. Yes, I know our weekly perspectives haven't been happening weekly because guess what? I think it has been stopped just for the meantime. And also moving on to a different subject, a pro wrestling trivia giveaway. Like what we did for the Road to WrestleMania 2020 giveaway, where we gave away a World Heavyweight Championship, a hoodie, and Super Kick shoes of their choosing. We're also going to be doing another trivia giveaway, but the management of it was pretty unique because now, since the whole COVID-19 has been happening and everyone's been refusing to wear masks in low-key and Austin areas, it's been a very difficult time. But we are here and proud to announce that there will be a trivia giveaway, and it will happen in a bit of time. And the trivia giveaway will feature a couple sneak peeks that will add straight onto our Facebook once his video is uploaded. So make sure you head straight over to Our Wrestling Perspective on Facebook. I think I'll put it down there, or probably put it to the side. Hold on, I'll move it so it can go to the side there. That's a nice transition. But it can also have a sneak peek on Twitter. See the white bird that's there? But on Twitter, we're at OWP YouTube, and that's where you can see some couple retweets and even me retweeting the new godlike Twitter account that is Booker T on commentary. And not only that, if you like this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up, because every thumbs up that you get, trust me, I'll give it a big thumbs up as well, because I like it. I really like it.
He's talking about Ricochet.
But the second step, if you want to do that, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And you know what that subscribe button does? That gets you straight into the OWP Galaxy. You're into the OWP Galaxy, mate. You're not leaving. It's a free ticket. It's fantastic. You're a part of another galaxy. And the third step, believe it or not, if you want to be up to date with everything that we do YouTube related, all you need to do is spank that notification bell, and that tells you exactly the minute we upload a video. The exact second. Millisecond? Also, I have to say thank you to the whole OWP Galaxy and everyone that has just been watching and supporting us. We will be more active. It was just this whole down period of the whole trying to organize some stuff, and with the whole speaking out movement, it's just been crazy to watch. It got me to the point where I was looking, and I met half of these wrestlers, and it is kind of concerning, because then you go watch it and you're like, I don't know, is a bro getting in another bro, or
Yeah, just put that on like that.
Yeah.
And
Perfect. You know my one's better though,
why's that?
because I didn't get a Juicy Gabino signature.
welcome, ladies, gentlemen, and all species, to Our Wrestling
Perspective.
This video is exactly what you're thinking, and I don't know what you're thinking, but it's exactly what you're thinking, and what you're thinking about is not what you're thinking.
Do you want to add the shoes as well from there? Or?
So it was a cold summer's night. Cold summer's night. Shut the fuck up. I'd say the whole expectations leading up to meeting Kenny Omega himself, good night, the banger, I honestly thought with all of his mainstream media attention that he had got through the whole Now let's talk expectations when we're about to meet Kenny Omega. What was running through our heads? With him being one of the biggest stars New Japan had there, that was a gaijin instead of actually being a descendant from Japan. Oh.
Or just like Japanese, but yeah, continue anyway.
Well, fuck that. Kenny!